And I'm setting up. So there we go. You can talk to, you all can chat. Hi, everybody. Um, so we're going live right now. So I have a bunch of questions from before, but if you have a question, for heaven's sakes, log in, you know, and ask. So here are the questions from before. All right, we're loading. We're kind of waiting for everybody. We're kind of waiting for everybody to join in with us. All right. Okay, we're starting to show up. So, so we're starting to show up. But if you have a question, please ask. Please say hi. Oh, kid, I'm glad it's working. So, there we go. Okay, we're starting to get in there. All right, let's start with the questions from before. And I'm sorry about last week. I was in Kentucky. I just didn't have enough. I didn't have enough bandwidth. So the first one is my iron is spitting brown stuff. What do my steam iron is spitting brown stuff? What do I do? You can use vinegar for this. You can run vinegar through it, just like you run vinegar through your coffee maker. If it's a lot, you can actually buy this descaling liquid. You get some descaling liquid and it comes right out. And if you descale, that'll get a lot of that out. And you can buy it at the grocery store or whatever. Okay. The next one is a flocati rug, which it's funny, we're doing this, it's interesting, we're doing this for social media tomorrow too. So the kicker about a flocati rug is, it's that fur, right?
We have two winners.
Wisconsin. Crunchy towel, soft again. Love your products. Okay. That one I can do for you. So, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Okay. How do you make towels soft again? I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. The way you make towels soft again is use less detergent. If your towels are crunchy, you're using too much detergent. So cut back to 2 tablespoons. That should make them soft. Give it 4 or 5 washes. If it doesn't, go down even further. The flocati rug, you're going to hand wash it with some soap, not detergent. And imagine you're washing your hair. That's going to be kind of how you wash it. It's going to be that action. You're going to sort of wash it just sort of gently, and then you're going to flip it over something and let it dry. And it'll be just fine. Okay. My mom's wedding dress from the 60s has perspiration stains. I am guessing the dress is not silk. It is very, very uncommon that wedding dresses are silk. It's very uncommon. If they're not silk, you just wash it with oxygen bleach and it'll take that right away. If it is silk, not that it looks silk, you need to know that it's actually silk. Like, you need to test it. It probably isn't, so oxygen bleach is fine. If it is silk, you need to wash it with ammonia. You can't use oxygen bleach. Some general tips about washing wool and silk. Well, those two questions go together, don't they? So the trick to those two questions is the wool and silk thing. Remember that they're proteins. They're proteins, so you cannot use oxygen bleach. Wash everything else like normal. You're completely fine. Just you can't use oxygen bleach. So if you need a stain remover, you have to use ammonia. You have to use oily soap. You have to use other things. You just can't use oxygen bleach. The other thing about wool is if you're going to put it in the washing machine, remember to put it in a mesh bag so tight that it cannot move. You want it like a little sausage. If you're going to wash silk in the washing machine, I still put it in a mesh bag. Grass on suede sandals. Okay, this one's easy. Take some cornstarch, sprinkle it all over the sandals. Then take a towel and rub it in, like a dry towel. Nothing's wet. Then take a suede brush. Then just take a suede brush and take it right off. Okay? How do you feel about the laundress since they relaunched? I actually went to New York to meet them. I needed to know that they were going to be clean. I've seen the certifications. I'm totally comfortable. If you're not, know that there are other products. You know, I'm good with the laundress, but if you, you know.
Okay, good. And then
Almond butter on linen. Okay. Oily soap will, or I'm sorry, oily soap will take this out. Put some oily like hand soap, some stain remover, whatever, just oily. Apply that directly to the stain, let it sit, and it's going to wash right up. How do I wash fur throws? I've been getting this a ton lately. I think everybody's getting in the mood for winter. I'm in the mood for winter, or fall. I'm not really in the mood for winter. I am in the mood for fall. So, how do I wash wool? How do I wash fur throws? Put them in a big mesh bag. The problem with the fur is, they take the fabric and they run the needle up and down like this, and then shear the top, and that's how they make it furry. So those fibers aren't locked in really, really tight. They're not locked in really tight. So use a mesh bag to keep that from happening. Let's catch up with the live chat. Okay. Gonna keep going. Crayon usually will come out with soap and a brush. You want to brush it pretty vigorously, but it'll usually come out. Oily soap if it doesn't. Hey, Pat Wagner, by the way. Hey, Karen Richardson. How many minutes should your washer for normal dirty day-to-day laundry? 30 minutes is long enough for the cycle beginning to end. So use the express cycle. You'll be good to go. The crunchiness is only in the washcloths, not the bath towels. These are older towels. Should I soak the washcloths? It could be that you're using the washcloths, you know what I mean, and you're getting soap on them. So you might give them like a big rinse before you put them in the washer. Or if they're really soapy, just put a little vinegar in the rinse where the fabric softener would go in your washing machine. And that'll cut any extra soap and you'll be fine. I use your laundry flakes. I tend to do small loads. How much should you use? Okay, if you've already been using the soap flakes, once you've used them a month, remember that you can cut the amount in half. So a full load was a tablespoon. After a month, a full load is a half a tablespoon. So if your loads are small, I'm thinking a fourth of a tablespoon or just even a big pinch, and it'll be plenty. Hey, Ben Lamb. I answered your question a couple weeks ago about the half. I don't know if you saw it. The soap bar is not washing out. This person, her stain bar is not washing out. I think you're just using too much. You might just run hot water through it before you toss it in the washer, or you might try the vinegar trick. They'll both work. If it's something that's all the time, just put vinegar in. If it's just once or twice, just run the hot water through it. How do I deal with color bleed? Once it's happened, I can't remember the question, the item. Once color bleed has already happened, what you do is go get Carbona Color Run Remover, and you can get that at the grocery store. They have it at Walmart if you have a Walmart near you. You can also order it online. Just remember not to order it from Amazon, because sometimes Carbona products are counterfeited. I have no idea, but I had it happen. So, Walmart's great. The fabric store's great. Color Run Remover, and just follow the instructions, because the instructions vary a little bit based on how you're going to use it, but it'll work 100%. Last question I have so far, but if you have one, go ahead and ask. You got time. Is food coloring. How to get food coloring out of clothes. She tried oxygen bleach, which I would have thought would have worked. To be very honest, that would have been my first. Would have been oxygen bleach. When it didn't work, I would go to Amedex. I love Amedex, and that would be my backup. I'd go to Amedex, and I think that'll lift it out. So, what other questions do we have? I'll bet Teresa has a question. Do you have a question, Teresa? By the way, I'm at Junk Bonanza in Shakopee. I'll turn the camera around so you can see. There's Teresa. Oh, Kit, I'm glad it worked. Kit is my uncle. And when I was in Kentucky last week, I got to see him. And I reset his phone so that Laundry Life would pop up every time it came on. So I'm glad that it worked. That's awesome. What kitchen hand soap do you recommend for a quick cleanup of chef hands? Working with oleo raw meat sauces that cling. Well, I work with those things, but I use foaming hand soap from Michelle because I really like it. I love the fragrance. I also love Times Fraser Fur. I use it all winter. I find those. If you need something with a little more oomph, a little more punch, I like the foaming ones because I feel like they work better for some odd reason. But if you need something with a little more oomph, I would get the Levant hand soap. It is beautiful, it is fabulous, and the efficacy is amazing. Is there an Amedex to put in the washing machine? No, it is strictly apply it to the stain product. It's spendy. I mean, it's not spendy in the grand scheme of things. It's $10 for a bottle. It's just the bottle's not that big. So just apply it to the stain and you're good to go. If you need something like that, Sandy, to boost in the washing machine, I'd add a fourth a cup of baking soda. What's the difference between washing soda and baking soda? This is an excellent question. Technically, the difference is washing soda is sodium carbonate. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. In the most technical of answers, washing soda would dissolve a little easier.
I think
It
so.
would. However, for your laundry, I don't really have an advantage of one over the other. My theory is if you buy it at the grocery store, you buy washing soda because it's cheaper. If you go to the warehouse store, baking soda is cheaper. And use them interchangeably and you'll be just fine. Carrie, how do you fix color bleed? I answered this like 3 minutes ago. When this is done, if you'll go back, I explain it step by step. It's super easy and you'll have no trouble doing it, I promise. Anyway, I'm at Junk Bonanza. I'm going to turn the phone around so you can see. There's Teresa. See, here we go.
Patrick, how do we get the fluff back in our down vest?
Okay, how do we get the fluff back in our down vest? If you've washed the vest, remember to wash it. Don't put it in the dryer. You cannot put it in the dryer. So you wash it, you hang it up and let it dry. Once it's dry, you throw it in the dryer and on air fluff, so no heat, with 3 tennis balls, and beat the loft back into it. Do you like the Levant soap more than you like the laundress stain solution? Oh, jeez. I like them equally. However, if you like threaten my very life, I would tell you my favorite spot remover is our Capella. When I discovered Stain Solution from Melondas, I hadn't yet seen our Capella. It's a new product, but I really love it, and I love it because it has a trigger. So you can spray it on, and that has been a game changer for me. So,
Oh, I have one. I've been giving them as gifts. This is
best way to wash handmade quilts. I love them, love them, love them. I love handmade quilts. We are kindred spirits. Wash them in a mesh bag. You can wash them in the washer, but you have to wash them in a mesh bag because you'll pop the stitches.
laundry do. Yeah.
Our natural bristle brush is truly better than artificial ones for brushing, gently scrubbing clothes. Ben, 100%. Horsehair brush is so much better than anything else to scrub because this woman literally is over here telling everybody that her laundry's better after she's doing it. I'm doing a YouTube. You can say hi.
Hi. Yes. Buy his book. It's life changing. Even at my old age. I
Look at that.
So much new things.
How fun is that? We may just have her on YouTube every week. So Ben, the horsehair brush, because it's softer, a toothbrush will often leave a mark. A horsehair brush won't. I probably wouldn't use a boar bristle brush to scrub laundry. I would use a boar bristle brush to brush your beautiful new hat or to brush your overcoat. But For laundry, I like Corsair.
I bought them.
Do you sell that spray solution on the side? Yes, it's Archipelago. It's Archipelago Spot Remover, I think is what it's actually called. It's Archipelago Spot Remover. And I love it. Love it. So, yeah. All right, do we have any more questions?
In fact, I have
No.
I have to work up in the
All right.
because I got
Everybody have a really great week. Tons of new product in the store. That's sort of fun. Next week, I'm coming to you from somewhere else. Last week it was Kentucky. This week it's the Junk Bonanza. Next week it's somewhere else, but it's a surprise. I'll tell you then. So everybody have a great week. Thank you for loving the book.
Thank you. Love it.
Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye.